Hi everybody. Welcome to the next reading of Tao Te Ching. Today we are discussing chapter 5. My co-host is Cordelh. Hi.
Hello.
Yeah. From Pinder Poet Society. Please subscribe. All the links are provided below. So, let's get to it. Heaven and earth are inhumane. The myriad creatures as straw dogs. The sage is inhumane. He views the common people as straw dogs. The space between heaven and earth, how like a bellows it is, empty but never exhausted. The more it pumps, the more comes out. Hearing too much leads to utter exhaustion. Better to remain in the center. That was the translation by Victor H. Mayer. And just as a comparison, there is an excellent poetic translation.
The emptiness is truly void and infinitely capacious. It holds whatever comes its way, eternally tenacious. Can you take whatever comes? Though judgment calls it bad and good, seeing is acceptance and nothing to be understood.
By whom it is?
Jim Clatfelter? I have a preference for the translation of Stephen Mitchell. Can I read it too?
Yes.
The Tao doesn't take side. It gives birth to both good and evil. The Master doesn't take side. She welcomes both saints and sinners. The Tao is like a bellows. It is empty, yet infinitely capable. The more you use it, the more it produces. The more you talk of it, the less you understand. Hold on to the center.
Well, this is the best translation so far. So, the first part. The Tao doesn't take sides. It gives birth to both good and evil. It sounds like the Force. The Force is not on the dark or light side. It's just in
Star
between.
Wars philosophy was highly influenced of this type of philosophy.
Yeah. So what do you make of it, Cordelh?
Well, that if there is a good team and a bad team, the Tao is the game field where those two teams play. And the truth is there is no team, it's just that people pretend to be on teams. You know, people pretend to be fighting for a good cause or fighting for bad cause, even if they don't justify it that way in their head. But like, for example, jealousy, envy, vengeance, all of those are motivated by desires that are pretty negative within ourselves. So it is still there. In the same way we can be like helpful, soft and nice to people, one or the other doesn't define the playing field where the team are playing, basically. The whole, the good and the bad makes an individual, makes a country, defines something. It can't just be only the good or only the bad that defines something, because if we do that, then we go into extremes, which leads to stuff like prejudice, judgment, stuff like that.
You come in nicely into the next part, which is the master doesn't take sides. She welcomes both saints and sinners. This is exactly what you said.
Well, it is all metaphorical. There is no master. What I think it means is, if we are master of ourselves, we shouldn't take sides within ourselves. Of course, we should strive to be, helpful people, that are polite and courteous and all of those things. But the acceptance of our own flaws and qualities makes us master of ourselves. While if we plain ignore, our flaws or qualities, well, we can't be master of ourselves because we don't know ourselves. And the same goes with pretty much everything. When we talk about politicians, I'm not going into politics, but let's say politicians in general. And they start aiming part of the community instead of leading the whole community. Then they're not really leaders, They don't lead everything. They don't define a whole. They define a part of it. So it goes on for everything. We could say the same for an astronaut that we send to the moon. It's not because he's from one country or the other that it is important. It is because there is hundreds of thousands of people that work together to send one human being up there. And then, the rest is decorum. Just clothes we wear and pretend that it is important, like good and evil, in the sense not being helpful or hurtful, but in the sense, positive and negative.
Yeah. I see it in the similar way. Like, the field has no judgment over the games that are played on top of it. And yeah, this is the thought I would think about the entire day. Okay, the next part would be, the Tao is like a bellows. It is empty, yet infinitely capable. Mm-hmm.
Do you understand that?
Yeah. Empty, yet infinitely capable.
It is because it is.
If taking it even as time itself, Yeah. Time in the future, time exists right now. It has its own judgment right now. It has structure. But the future did not come yet. It is still a blank page. It is empty. But anything can happen. Aliens can land tomorrow. Anything. So the Tao, I can see as this blank page. Anything can be written on that page. Any poem, any statement, a painting, anything. That's how I see that part.
I would argue it is because it is empty that it is capable of being infinite. It all comes back to philosophy entwining to mathematics, zero being both the opposite and itself the symbol of infinity. And that concept that nothing can be everything, basically, because infinity means that.
It is beautiful. And
it's like you said, it's like a kid has all the potential of the world because it's a blank page, and they can write the story. And it's only because it's blank pages that the potential is infinite.
Yeah. And the more you use it, the more it produces. The more you talk of it, the less you understand. You have to use it, but not talk about it? Is that correct?
Well, when you say use, when they write use in this statement, to be more precise, I'm pretty sure what they mean is do without doing. Like do it without thinking about doing it. Use it without thinking about it. And the more you use it without thinking about it, the more it will produce. But the more you start talking about it, then the less you're doing without doing, and then the less the connection exists, Because to have this... Okay, let's say, for example, that I understand that a blank page has infinite potential. And then I write 10,000 pages about a blank page. You see what I mean? It takes away the infinity, and it kind of breaks the connection with that understanding of doing without doing. I should be writing 10,000 pages, but without thinking about it, just by doing it one stone at a time, every day one page, until a time comes in when those one page at a day would become 10,000 pages. That shouldn't be forceful, for example.
So you have to use it not for describing it, but for creating something out of it.
Yeah.
Because you might understand the Tao only through creating something out of this blank page. And if you will just look at the blank page and talk about the blank page and write on it the blank page and try to have an arguments about it, you will not understand it. Only by doing, only by using it, you will understand. Oh, that makes it really clear. Thank you. Thank you, God. And like just to bring it all home, hold on to the center. Does this mean just be immersed in it?
I would argue that it means accept your qualities, accept your flaws, accept other people's qualities, accept other people's flaws, accept everything. Just be in the center. Don't you know, like what they try to show in Star Wars, the concept of good versus evil. But no, don't be like that. Rather, walk in the middle. You know, walk in the middle, accept both sides. And then by doing that, because the truth, you know, is, I'll show you with a physical example.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I walk down the street and on one side of the street there is somebody familiar that is being hurt, and on the other side of the street there is somebody unfamiliar being hurt. Mm. And I take the decision of helping the familiar person, which obviously everybody will take. By doing that, I'm not helping the one that's unfamiliar. Mm-hmm. And suddenly I'm not holding on to the center. I took too far into helping somebody and abandoning somebody else. Yeah. When the true solution should be I walk down the road and I find a way to help both people.
That's what I practice doing. Just practice it, trying to help. Yeah. This hold on to the center reminds me of a quote by Robert Frost. I will recite it from memory, which is flawed, so I probably butcher it. So, we dance around in a circle and suppose, but the secret sits inside and knows. And that's what it makes me think about. I would like to center myself enough to understand what Lao Tzu meant.
You know what's the big problem with all of that philosophy? Is that one has to wonder if everything that we do implies its opposite. Isn't it holding on to the center actually its opposite itself too? You know? Mm-hmm. The more we hold on to the center, the more we walk away from it.
Oh.
But that is a question I'm sure we'll find in more chapters in the future.
Is it... No, but hold on. Is it the action of holding on that pushes us away from the center?
I think so, actually. That's why the hold on to the center is not completely my favorite way to put that idea, I feel. Mm-hmm.
Because the action of holding on itself.
Yeah, look at the fourth translation of J.H. MacDonald.
Yeah.
The last sentence, instead of hold on to that center, is it is better not to speak of things you do not understand. And
he literally wrote that he cannot understand the last sentence. That's why he is better not to speak of it.
Well, if you look at the first translation by Jia Fufeng, more words count less, hold fast to the center.
Yeah. I mean,
it's all about, it's not trying to understand the center. It's not trying to hold on to the center. It's not stuff like that. It's more like walk the center and look on the sides and have perspective enough to be able to say, okay, I'm walking in the center, but not so much spending attention to it that it would actually make you stumble. You know, it's like when you do something automatically. I don't know, like something you've done 1,000 times, then you do it automatically, and you don't even have to think about your body movement. And because you don't have to think about it, you do it perfectly. No, you try to do something perfect for the first time, and you start thinking about it, and I don't know, like chopping carrots. And suddenly, if you start chopping carrots very slowly, well, you know, people cut themselves. But if they have the habit of it, and they like cha 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 cha, then it goes automatically. And it's being in the zone, I would say, for, you know, a more modern term, in the sense that one doesn't think he's in the zone, one is in the zone.
Yeah, practicing. Or not even practicing, just being there. Okay, I will have to think about it more. That's the thought of the week. Not being in the center, but not forcing yourself into the center. Just letting yourself be in the center.
It's all about harmony.
So, on that uplifting note, I wish you all good luck. And thank you for listening to us. Cordelh, as always, thank you for giving your wise thoughts. And
thank you for inviting me.
See you in the next chapter of Tao Te Ching. All the links are provided below. Please join Pindar Poet Society Discord server. Subscribe to Cordelh's YouTube channel. And I wish you all amazing day.
Bye-bye.